Hello, Mario! In this video we're going to take a look at putting on the bricks and the cavities. But before we do that, obviously we need to do a little bit of research to find out the size of our cavity and the size of our bricks. So I've actually done a little bit of that. I've had a look up on the internet and what have you, but here's our drawing here that we're going to work with all our doors and windows in. But I'm going to go to our example here, and in particular to this detail here. And here we have the cavity, and we're going to go with a 40 millimeter cavity. That is actually the minimum. The actual, in reading through the literature, the brick manufacturers recommend a 50 mil cavity to give you a 10 mil to allow for a 10 mil variation in the size of the framing. But I've got 40 here on the diagram, so that's what we're going to. Then when it comes to the 70 series brick, the 70 series brick is 230 mils long, and it's 90 mils high, which is the height of the bricks, which would be for the elevations, and it's 70 mils wide, and that's a 70 series brick, refers to the width. Now it can be used as a 90 series brick, and that's when it's laid on its side, so that's when it's 70 high and 90 wide. But we're definitely got a 70 series here, so from the point of view of the plan view, the width will be 70 and the cavity 40. So we need to start getting that into our drawing now, and here's our drawing here. All right, so let's, well, where to start? So probably we could sort of look at our cavities here, and let's just see how we go. So let's just go offset, enter, and to do the cavity we're going to go with a 40 mil cavity. So there's 40. So let's, I'll just do a little bit of work here. Oh, before that, we don't really want our cavity in the door layer, and so the cavity doesn't actually exist. So just before we start, let's start a new a new layer, and let's call it the brick layer, B-R-I-C-K layer, and that can be the brick layer, and we'll double click that, okay, and perhaps see how it's assimilated the properties of what was the thing there. So we've got to watch that. So in terms of a colour for this, on black, a fairly strong colour is yellow, maybe, for our bricks. So we could go with yellow. I really recommend that you just stick with these colours along here. They're the main ones. So let's just go with the yellow. Okay, and we'll go have that as a yellow. So that's going to be our bricks. Okay, and we're going with the default line width there. Okay, all good. Okay, so now, of course, when we offset, the offset always assumes the properties of the line that it offset, but we can soon sort that out anyway. So let's go offset, enter, and we've got 40 there. So let's go there. So that's our cavity there, and there's a cavity there, and we'll just deal with what we've got and just sort of get something going here like so. So that's the cavity there that we're going to have, and now we've got to work out some sort of way of dealing with that. So I imagine that the bricks, there's some sort of situation with the cavity here. So we'll just put a little a line in here, which will be, we'll make that part of the brick layer, and we can decide something that's going there like that. Okay, so then now we need to perhaps just lengthen these ones, LEN, remember that len and the dy for the dynamic, so we can just put these out here like that, okay, and that one out there like that, okay, and we'll just put a little a line across here, escape alpha line, and just put a little line across here, which is going to be that one there. Okay, alrighty, and now we can well, let's just offset. May as well just go trim, and let's trim out those two there. It's all good. Let's make these into our brick layer. So I'm assuming that what happens at the end there will be part of the brick. So let's just change that to brick. All good. That's going to be our bricks in there. And then we've got to offset that by the 70mm width of the brick. So offset enter 70, enter, and we'll just go there, there, there and there, and again we've got similar problems again, line enter here, like so, okay, and line enter here, okay, and then extend all that, len, dynamic here, it's got there, so let's just pop that out there like that, pop that out there like that, okay, and then let's just go tr like so, and boom, and that's pretty much getting our cavities there as to how it's going to work. With the things pretty straightforward most of the way around. Just remember that up here at the kitchen, the brick stops here, and this area here is in a linear weatherboard through there. So at this stage we're not showing anything particular there, we're just showing the brick cavity, and we're leaving that as a push out to the roof line. So that's our cavity there, and then what we then have done within that is we want to put a hatch in there. Now these hatches can become pretty tricky, but what I'll do is I'll just create, we've still got the brick, so I'll just create a new layer called the brick hatch. So let's just create a new layer there, and we'll call it the brick hatch. The brick hatch. And I'm just gonna, I like to get a real thin line for those. So for the brick hatch in that layer, I'm going to have a 0 there. So that should be a very skinny little line in there for the brick hatch. Okay, and then I'm going to make that the current layer, and then get rid of that there. So we want to put a hatch in here, and it's pretty much like a 45-degree line. So let's go in here for hatch, and let's see if we can select a hatch. So that's probably the one that we want there, that little hatch there, and we'll just click in there. And as you can see, the lines are a bit skinny there, and so what we need to do is to work on the scale of it. So I'm going there, and you can see it's getting fatter. So if I just come in here and just hold that down, you can see that it's getting better and better and better. I want to maybe go with I don't know what 10's going to look like. Just working on the scale here. I think that's probably, yeah, that's probably pretty good there. So yeah, I'm going to take that, and so that's going to be my scale for that. It was 10. Let's go enter, and there we've got our nice little brick hatch all in there. Now might be just a good time to turn on our wall hatch as well. I like probably keep the hatches turned off because it enables us to quickly identify the line. So that's like a hatch done there. And then we're also, when we do you'll also note, oh, that's a cavity there. So I might just very quickly just do that cavity there just to show you what's going on there. So that's going to be offset into 70 for the bricks. Put that in there. Okay, and let's just put a line in there, and a line in there, Now we actually want that not in the brick hatch layer, but we want that to be in the brick layer. So that will actually be in the brick layer there. That's the brick there, and I'll just change to the brick layer just at this currently present point in time, and we'll just draw a little line in here and another little line in here just in the brick layer. These could be in perhaps some other layer or changed at another point, and I'll just do a line here across the window that essentially represents the window sill within the bricks, like that there. And we'll also put another line in here. Well, perhaps, yeah, that can go in there like that, because the cavity, there will be bricks under that, and I'm actually going to delete that line there. Delete that line. I think we can leave it like that, so we know that they've got that little bit of a cavity going on there. That's probably the easiest. So let's just leave that like that. Okay, and we can probably leave that one out of there as well, so we don't need those. Delete like that. So that's going in there, and that's the window, and then we'll just take that one out of there as well while we're here. So just doing a little bit of this on the hoof, and then we'll just go to our brick hatch there, and then we'll just can go H for hatch. Now there's a thing in the hatch here where it says match the properties. Use match properties there, so we can no, that's not going to work. Okay, so let's go H into here, and we go into there. Oh, and it's sorted it all there. That's all good. And escape. That's all done. So yeah, so that's how it looks around the window situation there. No, I'm sorry, I've changed my mind. Oh, no, I'm going to take that line out of there. Sorry, I've changed my mind on this. I'm going to take that line out of there, and I'm going to just put a little line in there, like so. No, I'll keep it like that because the cavity will be there under the window at some point, and yeah, just leave it like that, just to show there that's fair enough. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, sorry I've gone over a little bit here, I'll now go around, and in the break before the next video I will be putting in the brick and cavity, and then when we come back we should have that all done, and we'll probably spend a little bit of time just putting the roof on. So that means we've got our house all closed in, so to speak, and then we can move inside and start putting the furniture in and doing the bathroom, laundry and kitchen. So yeah, all good. Cheers. See you.